This is the grave of Sylvester Spangler, who was born in 1827 in West Virginia. His grave is located in Wellspring Cemetery in Campbell County, Tennessee. Sylvester was married, had numerous children. He served in the Union Army in the Civil War. And around 1870, he was widowed, and he remarried to a woman named Catherine Braden, who was also widowed. Her husband had passed away about 5 years before, and they got married and lived on Catherine's property in the West Springs community, and he helped her raise her children from her previous marriage. Now, when some of her children got older, she decided that she was going to divide the land up that her previous husband had left her between her children. And she did so. She divided the land up, and with just like an imaginary line separating the plots of land, designated certain portions of the land to certain children. And one of her daughters, her name was Rachel Dunn. She married a man by the name of Claiborne, and they lived on one of these pieces of land that Catherine had split up for her children. After a while, there started to be some trouble. Even though Catherine had given her children this land, she hadn't legally drew up any deeds or anything of that nature. And she needed to go across the property that the Claibornes now resided on in order to get her firewood. And so eventually, Sylvester Spangler, going across the property, had a few words with his stepson-in-law, Claiborne, and it got to the point that Spangler actually talked to an attorney about the situation. And at this point, the attorney advised Spangler that since there wasn't actually even any legal documentation that the Claibornes owned the property, that he had every right to go across the land in order to obtain his firewood. So he continued to do so. And one day in particular, Claiborne came out and told Spangler, "You're not to come across this land again." And Spangler just pretty much ignored him and continued what he was doing, to the point that Claiborne instructed one of his children to go inside and get a gun. And when his child went in to get a gun, his mother, Rachel, she would not give the gun to the child. So Claiborne had to go retrieve the gun himself from his home. So he returns outside with a gun about the time that Spangler was coming across the land again. And he pulled his pistol and shot Spangler in the chest. He had fired multiple shots at the other individuals with Spangler. One of Spangler's sons was also there at the time. The people who were with Spangler fled and ran for cover. And they weren't aware that Spangler was actually hit. But after Spangler got hit, he drew his axe, which he had in order to cut his firewood, and he just went crazy on Claiborne, swinging the axe at him, hitting him multiple times over and over. He struck Claiborne in the leg, cut through the majority of his leg, the majority of the bone in his leg. He struck his arm. He struck him in the head. And at this point, Spangler's son returned to the scene and yelled at his father, "Stop, you're killing him." In which Spangler replied, "I don't care, he's killed me." And at that point, he falls dead on top of Claiborne, who is laying there with a severed leg, and pretty much everybody, thought he was going to succumb of these injuries as well. Well, time goes on, and eventually Claiborne heals, and he doesn't pass away from these injuries. However, he was permanently disabled and was never able to use his leg again. This happened in 1890. The strange thing is, by 1900, the 1900 census, Catherine Spangler, Mr. Spangler's wife, was actually living in the Claiborne household with her daughter and the son-in-law who killed her husband. And that's the story that I have for you guys today. And as always, if you like the content of my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you hit the little bell, you'll be notified anytime I upload any new videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.